After an altercation in February 1886, two black brothers, Ed and Charlie Brown, accused local white attorney James Monroe Liddell of assaulting them in Carrollton, Mississippi. Blacks using the legal system to try to hold a white person accountable for a crime infuriated white residents. On March 17, 1886, the day of the trial, a group of 100 white men rode into town and ran into the courthouse, opening fire and killing 23 of the black residents in attendance. None of the white people in attendance were hit by bullets. No action was ever taken by the county or the state of Mississippi. No one was ever tried for the murders. The governor of Mississippi, Robert Lowry, commented that, quote, the riot was provoked and perpetuated by the outrage and conduct of the Negroes, unquote. In Washington, D.C., black politicians met with President Grover Cleveland and introduced legislation in Congress calling for an investigation into the massacre, but the federal government also refused to respond. Bullet holes remained in the courthouse walls until the building was renovated in the 1990s.
This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 10, and it reads, For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well in teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and my fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, also known as your Israelite foreigners, and your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. To you, I say Shalom. This is your brother Ayashar Barazar from the Indianapolis branch of the Great Millstone, coming back at you with another lesson that is edifying to the elect body of the nation of Israel. And now, before I get into the video, I just want to declare fair use, according to Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. There's no monetary gain from this video, although we did use a YouTube short as part of the lesson for the reasons described therein in the Copyright Act of 1976, Section 107. All right, man, you know, it's just never ending finding out the stuff that Esau Edom has done to the children of Israel, especially Jacob, not Jacob, but Judah, tribe of Judah, the so-called Negroes of America, also the Southern Kingdom, that was brought over here during the transatlantic slave trade. This is the Carroll County Courthouse Massacre of 1886 I'm going to get into. This happened in Mississippi. Let me grab the article here. All right, this is the articles from blackpass.org. I'll put a link of it in the description box. All right, and this took place in Mississippi, and just for the record, it's where my parents are from, and it's the worst place, one of the worst places in America today. Just to give you an idea of that, the 13th Amendment, which pretty much abolished slavery back in 1865, Mississippi finally ratified it March 16th, 1995, and certified it February 7th, 2013. So yeah, they just certified the ratification of that amendment just 12 years ago. All right. And, these pale bastards want to say that racism doesn't exist anymore. But in any case, let me go ahead and get into this article. Like I said, it's the Carroll County Courthouse Massacre of 1886. Like I said, I got it from blackpass.org, and I'll put the link in the description box. It says the Carroll County Courthouse Massacre occurred on March 17th, 1886 in Carrollton, the county seat of Carroll County, Mississippi. An incident from earlier in the year led to the bloodshed in March that left 23 people dead. The events leading up to the massacre began in January when brothers Ed and Charlie Brown, who were part Native American and black, and we don't know what their fathers were, but there's no splits. Whatever your father is, That's what your nationality is, according to Numbers 1 and 18. All right. It says, who were part Native American and black, spilled molasses they were delivering to a saloon on a white man named Robert Moore. The matter was quickly resolved without incident after Moore confronted the Brown brothers. The next month, Moore mentioned the incident to his friend James Liddell, a Carrollton attorney and Greenwood newspaper editor, who decided to handle the matter on his own. Man, and that's what's that scripture? This is Sirach. 11, or Ecclesiasticus 11 and 7, I believe. It says, blame not before thou hast examined the truth. Understand first and then rebuke. And, this dude understood, but he just wanted to rebuke anyway. All right. Skipping down to verse 9. Strive not in a matter that concerneth thee not, and sit not in judgment with sinners. And this dude, Liddell, just went and jumped at some stuff that was squashed over a month ago. But he wanted to take matters into his own hands. All right. Just that's the nature of Esau. Always dipping his nose where it doesn't belong. Especially when it comes to Jake. All right. On February 12th, 1886, Liddell confronted the brothers and accused them of intentionally spilling molasses on Moore. An argument ensued, but bystanders intervened before the confrontation became physical. Later that evening, Liddell confronted the brothers a second time after he heard they were talking negatively about him. This time, the argument ended with shots fired and all three men wounded, though not seriously. Though no one knows who fired the first shot, the Brown brothers pressed charges against Liddell for attempted murder. So, which, if that's what they did that for, he took the first shot. All right. It says no one knows, but here it is. They're pressing charges for attempted murder. He shot at them first, which is most. He went to him a second time, a third time, and that's just Esau, He says the whites in Carrollton were not pleased that a black person had the audacity to charge a white person with a crime, and that's that same sentiment to today, Jake. You in their eyes are only American for tax purposes and labor for the most part. Always go back to that 14th Amendment. Yeah, that's why they gave you citizenship. But when you go back to the preamble, the key word in that preamble is posterity. Okay, and that posterity goes all the way back to the progenitor of a nation and moves forth towards the future offspring of that said nation. So it never included you, included us, I might say. We're still counted as 3/5 of a person, that only applied to Jake, the Southern Kingdom on this property. There's a reason for that, because they know that you're the head tribe. And like Thomas Jefferson said, the Lord is just, and somehow, some way, they're going to have to pay for what they did to us. I had that quote somewhere on his quote about slavery. He knows that God is just, but that he said that, and that bastard still has slaves. All right. But yeah, they didn't think that Jake should be had the audacity to charge a white person with a crime, which is what they did. All right. It says on March 17th, the day of the trial, Over 50 armed white men stormed to the courtroom and opened fire on the Brown brothers and the other blacks in attendance. Some blacks tried to escape by jumping out of the second floor window, but were shot by armed white men waiting outside the courthouse. Wow, you know, and see, this is what that they do. They have an issue with one person, and they took it out on a whole community. Yet these clowns say today, well, I wasn't there. I didn't have any to do with it. Those are my ancestors. You are your ancestors, clown. All right. Says both Brown brothers were killed along with 21 other blacks during the massacre. It is unknown how many others died later from bullet wounds. All victims of the Carroll County massacre were black. No whites were injured. That was intentional. All right. And that issue was squashed. But that's the nature of Esau. Says the so-called white man who is the wicked, according to Malachi 1:4. All right. Says no one was ever arrested or charged with the murders. Mississippi Governor Robert Lowry stated that the riot was perpetrated by and was a result of the conduct of Negroes by using the same law system that they use on us. Follow the protocol for pressing charges, and they cause their deaths. Man, I swear, I swear. They got a lot of stuff to pay for. Says people across the United States expressed outrage and demanded an investigation once they read the newspaper reports about the atrocity. However, local or state authorities never conducted an investigation. President Grover Cleveland also denied a request for federal action from former U.S. Senator Blanche K. Bruce. Besides newspaper reports, there are few written accounts of the massacre. So yeah, as always, nothing happens, when they slaughter us. All right, absolutely nothing happens. When the evidence is all there. Why do they have to kill 21 other people? That's because that dude is the harbinger of death. He has a thirst for blood. A huge thirst for blood. All right, this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, verse 5 and 6. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred. That's a continual. Perpetual means continual, everlasting hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their calamity, that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh our power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. So you got a judgment coming. All right. And you lower level Edomites feel it in your spirit. That's why you're all big and bad, in these comments. You lashing out. All right. You lashing out in a big way, especially with, this president who is, the king of Babylon right now. Yeah, y'all coming out of the woodworks. All right. Just like the scriptures say. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 12, and verse 8. And it reads, the wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted. Yeah, y'all coming out of woodworks, exposing yourselves. All right, coming out of the woodworks, but it's cool. We're gonna wait upon the Lord because we know what's coming. All right. Yeah, like I said, nothing ever happened to those individuals. Why did the other 21 people have to die? You were going after the two. You knew who they were. This is the book of Psalms 73 and 5. Says, they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. That's right. You know, you as they say today, you have the complexion for the protection. All right, you and Esau and Jay can commit the same crime in the same state, yet Jacob will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, and Esau will get a slap on the hand. And you done murdered 23 people. That James Lydell, who went and escalated the situation, nothing ever happened to him. But he's going to have to pay for that, you know. Verse 6, it says, therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment. Yep, you know, you are just, that's what you're known for. He comes to steal, kill, and destroy. All right? You have no regard for the blood of the children of Israel. Just kill, kill, kill. But of course, we transgress the law. We serve in our punishment in this land, and we know that you are the sword of the wicked. But, as the scriptures say, he's reserved you for the day of wrath, and it's coming real soon. All the signs are there. All right. This is Psalm 75, verses 8 through 10. And it reads, verse 8, for in the hand of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai there is a cup. Okay, the cup means judgment. And the wine is red, it is full of mixture, and he poureth out of the same. But the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth shall drink them out and drink them. Yeah, you're going to get the worst. You're going to get the worst. Let me look that word up in the blue letter. Psalm 75. Lock it. Psalm 75. Verse 8. Got this slow service in the building. Bear with me, Baba Kusha. Leads, dregs, something concern, preserve, i.e. the settlings, plural, only of wine, dregs, lees. There's a root word here. Let me go get that. Shamar. Not giving me a good definition. Let me get it in the Merriam-Webster's. Dregs. Okay. Dregs, plural, noun. Oh. Sediment containing liquid or precipitated. Leaves, usually coffee dregs. That's the worst stuff. All right, you had coffee dregs. The absolute worst. That's all that other word leaves. Sediment of a liquor such as wine during fermentation and aging. All right. So yeah, you get the gist of it. Back to the scriptures. It says, but I will declare forever, and I will sing praises to the power of Jacob. All right. Yasharallah. Verse 10. All the horns of the wicked also will I cut off, but the horns of the righteous shall be exalted. And that's the thing, that scripture right there pretty much sums up, you know, Esau going out of power, and Jacob coming into power. Second Ezra 6 and 9. Second Ezra 6. Start at verse 7. And it reads, Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And that word world there is a aeon, meaning an age or rulership. Okay. Esau's rulership is coming to an end, and Jacob's going to be coming into power. All right. This is Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10. Go verses 4 and verse 8. All right. It says, The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. And that one is Yahushua. You know, Yahushua will be a ruler. Okay. And he's going to have his King David under him. All right. 144,000 rulers and judges and innumerable multitudes, you know. Because remember, when he comes back, his men are going to be kings and priests. Okay? Kings and priests. All right? Verse 8 says, Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. All right? And who was responsible for those unrighteous dealings and injuries and riches gotten by fraud? Esau Edom. Okay? He committed those. You know, especially against Jake, against the whole world. But Jake is his primary target, who he wants to exterminate. But it's not going to happen. All right? It's him who's going to be exterminated. All right? And that's according to Obadiah 1 and 18. All right? And yeah, it may seem like we're bringing out the, a repeat of precepts, but this wicked bastard has been doing the same thing over and over and over again, because the power is in his hands. And that's that slogan: if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, yeah. As long as the power is in his hands, Esau's not known for doing extra work. He's doing a work, unless it's not killing, stealing, destroying. That's the only thing he's innovative at doing. All right. Obadiah 1 and 18. And it reads, And the house of Jacob, which is the southern kingdom, shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph, the northern kingdom, a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them. That's collectively the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom coming back together to take him out. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, have spoken it. All right. So, yeah, you claim manifest destiny, and there is a round two to manifest destiny. So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying to the elect body of the nation of Israel. Once again, I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahak HaKodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well in teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and my fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also, salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, also known as your Israelite foreigners, and you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. To you, I say Shalom, Kwam Yasharala, Abad Babal. Shalom.